Hello to everyone. In this lesson I'm going to show you how to use geometric canvas. In order to do that, I will just remove the first text component from here and I will add a new row, and we have an add content button and we have a geo option in here. So this geo option opens a model which shows a canvas to us. So I have 4 tabs in here. The first one consists of the geometric shapes. The second one allows us to add text to this geometric canvas. The third one is enable us to upload an image to this canvas. And let me return to first tab in here. And let me try to add some shapes to our canvas. For example, let me add a rectangle. It is possible to drag this rectangle here. It is possible to change its size like this, horizontally or vertically, or you can just use this one to scale. And if I want to unselect this shape, I can just press the canvas like this. And if I want to select it, I just need to click to it. And there's a lot of properties associated with this rectangle in here. For example, its stroke color. For example, if I pick a red, its stroke color will turn into a red. I can change its stroke width like this to make it wider. And we have a fill color in here. We can change the fill color of the shape. And if I press the fill enabled switch in here, it is opening or closing the fill color of the rectangle. It is possible to make this rectangle's lines in here dashed. You see, we can just change the stroke width. We can increase the dashes like this, dash widths, or even we can add shadow blur to our rectangle. And this X and Y properties in here represents the X position and the Y position of the rectangle in our canvas. I can just change their properties. As you see, the top left is the origin of this rectangle, and the top left of this canvas is the origin of canvas too. So this is a 0, 0 in here. If I want, I can remove this rectangle by pressing delete. You see, or if you want to get back your rectangle, you can just press Ctrl Z, or you have an undo and redo buttons in here. So each shape has its own properties and you can see them in the props panel or tab in here. Let me remove this rectangle and let me try to draw some lines in here. As you see, we have a pointer and the horizontal and the vertical line. These are reference lines and you can just draw the line. As you see, the pointer snaps to the edges of the grid cells in here. We can just close this. This helps me to draw lines by snapping the grid edges. If I want to draw a line freely, I can just close this grid snap functionality in here. So as you see, I can just draw my lines to anywhere. Or sometimes maybe we want to snap onto line. If I press this line snap on like this, as you see, the pointer goes automatically to the closest line to snap. Okay, let me draw a line from line to line. I have snapped to first line and I can snap to other line too to draw correct geometrical shapes. Okay, and it is possible to snap on the edges too. If I press edge snap on, as you see, it snaps the edges of the shapes. All right. So you can pick the edge and you can go to, for example, this line in here. If I press finish, for example, you may want to find an angles of this shape. Okay, it is possible to find. Sometimes when you draw manually your lines, this line is not intersecting with the horizontal line in here. So that kind of scenarios, if we have an angle search type in here, which is if you pick a smart, so it will go and find any angles, even the possible not intersecting lines will be calculated. Okay, for example, if I draw a line to here, or let's we do something like this, and I want to place a line something like this, and if I search for the angles like this, and if I click on the founded angle like this, so it has placed our angle to here. If I pick lines enabled, you can just create a lines and you can change the stroke of the line, and you can do it something like this. So there is a lot of possibilities. So to search for the angles, you just need to press the angle button in here, and you can pick the angle search type. All right. And let me select everything like this by selecting them, and let me press delete. And I will add, for example, some polygon to here, and it is possible to find an angles of the polygon in here. If I draw a line, for example, like this, and if I search for angles with normal mode, it will find it. And it is possible to search for angles for only shapes, for example, or we can search for all lines and the shapes together. If I press over angle like this, it will just add angle shape to here. And we can just select all of them and we can remove them. And we have a Bezier line in here. You can just draw your Bezier line by using these reference points. It will be so easy to draw any Bezier line with this component in here. It is possible to change its opacity, stroke color. You can make it dashed like this. There's a lot of possibilities here too. Let me delete it and let me add some text, for example, hello, like this. You can change the, for example, stroke of the text, or you can change the font family. It is possible to change the text from here, for example, hello world. You can edit it. It is possible to copy any shape by pressing Ctrl C, select it, and Ctrl C will give you a duplicate of the object. And it is possible to, for example, select multiple items like this and press Ctrl C, and it will be copied, and you can delete it like this. And it is possible to change the order of the items or shapes on the screen. For example, this circle is front of this rectangle, but if I right click to it, this circle, and if I say back, so this rectangle is right now has more Z index, or we can say we bring rectangle to the front, and let me make it red, for example, like this. And if I say this circle to bring front, here you go. Everything is possible. And even if you want, you can just select this 2 shape and you can copy it and use it in anywhere on the screen. And it is possible to move the shapes by using arrows. You see, I'm pressing left arrow, right arrow, or down arrow. You can move them. And it is possible to change the canvas, for example, width and height. This will allow you to focus only the part of the shapes that you are interested in. Because when we're done with this drawing, for example, like this, we only need that part of the canvas. If I press save, you see it just come here with the grid reference lines. We can close the grid reference lines by pressing this button in here. Here you go. As you see, we have so many white spaces because of the canvas width and height. We can just pick that much of the canvas and we can make our canvas smaller like this. And then this image will get bigger, okay? We are only interested in that much size of the canvas. If I save, here you go. This is better. So there's a lot of possibilities with geometric canvas. Another thing is, which I need to discuss, let me remove this text component, and we can add even a latex to our geometric canvas. Anything is possible. So you can change the size of the latex expression, and you can just save it again to here. See you in next video.